At the end of this school year, about 78% of all high school seniors will graduate. They will walk across the stage in their caps and gowns, shake their principal's hands, and receive their well-earned diplomas. But before this happens, students need to endure the college application process. After completing numerous applications, traveling great distances, earning sizable scholarships, and even facing the destruction of Superstorm Sandy, this year-long endeavor left 4 CHS seniors standing out among the crowd. In fact, the college application process at CHS was kind of like the superlatives page of the yearbook for these kids. Since we're relatively high achievers, some of us led the pack in going the extra mile.
I applied to 19 different schools, which was a terrible, terrible decision.
Senior Adam Dorfman of Millstone took it to the extreme by applying to the most schools in the grade.
I initially started with a list of 10, which is still more than most people. Every so often I'd get a letter from a school. I was like, wow, that looked really cool. And then my dad would be like, hey, have you checked out this school? They seem to have everything you want. I wound up applying to literally, out of my 19 schools, probably 7 or 8 of them are pretty close to the exact same school, just in a different location.
Originally, Dorfman had his heart set on Georgia Tech.
Initially, my top choice was Georgia Tech. I applied there, very early action, and got shut down. And after that, I kind of adjusted my top choice to the other great schools I was applying to.
Dorfman has chosen to attend Ohio State University in the fall as an engineering major. He admires their program, and the price was just right once an academic scholarship reduced his tuition to $16,000 a year. Senior Andre Raynon of Long Branch will venture outside the continental United States for her college education. For Raynon, the far distance between Hawaii Pacific University and her shoretown home has both its pros and cons.
I would rather be homesick in Hawaii than homesick in North Jersey. It's really far from my immediate family. I have family out there though, so that's good.
Tuition, room, and board for 1 year at HPU costs roughly $32,000, but after taking scholarships, loans, and financial aid into account, this college has become both an exciting and affordable option for her. As Raynon embarks on this new chapter of her life, she looks even farther into the future.
I really wanted to do it also because I figured that it would be a good experience so that in my future, if I ever get a job offer somewhere far away, I know that I can move somewhere completely different and be able to cope with it and learn how to live on my own out there.
When it comes to scholarship funding, Christian Kelly of Brielle is one of the top in our grade. He will attend the University of Southern California, home of the Trojans, for close to no money at all.
So I went out to Los Angeles at the beginning of March to interview for the half tuition, and then I found out a month later that I actually had been upgraded by them to the full tuition.
1 year of tuition at USC costs roughly $46,000, which Kelly will not need to pay for. All he needs to cover is about $16,000 for room and board. Kelly is confident that he can maintain his scholarship throughout his 4 years.
I think it's pretty basic as to just don't be dumb, keep good grades, and you keep your scholarship.
He looks forward to moving to the West Coast this coming fall.
You'll hear about this a million times, but it's no joke that you will get so many internships, so many apartments over other people just because you went to USC.
This past October, the devastation of Superstorm Sandy caused Seabright student Lauren Sorrentino to endure a difficult application process.
I'm Lauren and I'm going to Manhattan College. I wanted to do early action for all of my schools so I would find out earlier, and then everything got messed up.
5 feet of water flooded the first floor of Sorrentino's condo. The damages left her with no plumbing, air conditioning, electricity, or internet access. Sorrentino, along with her family, is still displaced from her home. She will continue to reside with her uncle in Red Bank until her home is repaired. Financial aid officers took her family's situation into account when assigning funding.
A lot of the schools, when I met with the financial aid advisors and stuff, they took into account my situation at home and the financial difficulties that we were going through, and they gave me more money than I would have gotten.
Typically, 1 year at Manhattan College costs between $60,000 and $70,000, but with scholarship money and financial aid, Sorrentino will only be responsible for paying $20,000 a year. The class of 2013 is much like the superlatives page in a yearbook. Whether they send out the most applications or plan on traveling the farthest, these 4 standout seniors will always be remembered for their notable feats in the college application process. From the Fishbowl in Room 107, I'm Brian Principe reporting.